Meesa Howl for Allen Guinness, who loaned him through the streets of Idaho seeking visionary Tibetan demons who were Obi-Wan Kenobis in their minds, who thought they were only mad when their monitors gleamed in supernatural ecstasy, who jumped in limousines with the nuke gun rays on the impulse of winter midnight streamlight of small-town rain, who lounged hungry and lonesome through Houston seeking Yoda Pez dispensers and following the brilliant Scientologists to converse about the Force and eternity, a hopeless task, and so took ship to insanity, who disappeared to the volcanoes of Mount Doom, leaving nothing behind but the shadow of Naboo and the larva and the ash of George Lucas scattered in the fireplace, who reappeared on the West Coast investigating the X-Files in beards and shorts with big conspiratologist eyes, sexy in their dark skin passing out incomprehensible leaflets, who burned cigarette holes in their arms protesting the midichlorian haze of capitalism, who distributed anti-George Lucas pamphlets in Union Square weeping and wailing while the sirens of Mos Espa wailed them down, and wailed down Wall, and also wailed Ralph, McQuarrie in his Wookiee abode, who broke down crying in shock of Jefferson's starship and trembling before the TV of Life Day, who howled on their knees in the subway and were dragged off the roof waving plastic lightsabers and manuscripts, who let themselves be fucked in the ass by saintly Lucasfilm execs and screamed with joy, who blew and were blown by those human seraphim, the Jedi, caresses of Atlantean and utopian love, who played with themselves in the morning and the evenings in rose gardens and in grass of public parks and movie theaters, scattering their semen freely to whomever come who may, who hiccuped endlessly trying to giggle but wound up with a sob behind a partition in a special screening where the blonde and Aryan angel came to pierce them with a saber, who lost their love boys to the three old Jedis of fate, the one-eyed shrew, the heterosexual dollar, the midichlorian that winks out of the womb, and the Yoda that does nothing but sit on his ass and sniff the intellectual golden threads of the craftsman's loom, who collected it, standing it consumed and fell off the bed, and continued along the floor and down the hall, and ended faintly on the wall with the vision of the ultimate Hasbro collection, and come alluding to the last Gislam consciousness, who faded out in vast sordid movies, were shifted in dreams, woke on a sudden Howard the Duck, and picked themselves up out of basements hung over with heartless toy darlings and horrors of master races, iron dreams, and stumbled to unemployment offices, who walked all night with their shoes full of blood on the docks waiting for a door and the East River to open full of George Lucas comics and opium, who created great suicidal dramas on the apartment cliff banks of the Hudson under the blue harvest of the moon, and their heads shall be crowned with laurel and oblivion.